The incident of the 47 Ronin, which occurred between 1701 and 1703 in Japan, is one of the most extensively recorded events of the Edo period. It took place under the rule of the Tokugawa shogunate, a regime that prioritized political stability, strict hierarchy, and legal control. At its core, the event raises a fundamental question. Can personal loyalty justify the violation of state law? To answer this, it is necessary to examine the political structure, social expectations, and sequence of events that led to the attack carried out by the 47 Ronin. During the Edo period, Japan operated under a centralized feudal system. The Tokugawa shogunate maintained power through a network of regional lords, known as daimyo, who were required to serve the central authority. Samurai formed the administrative and military class within this system. Although commonly associated with warfare, by the 18th century, many samurai functioned primarily as bureaucrats. Their conduct was guided by ethical frameworks, often associated with bushido, which emphasized loyalty, discipline, and honor. However, these values operated within the boundaries of state law. The shogunate enforced strict regulations, particularly within Edo Castle, the political center of the government. Any act of violence within the castle grounds was treated as a direct threat to authority. In 1701, a daimyo named Asano Naganori was appointed to perform ceremonial duties at Edo Castle. He was assigned to learn court etiquette under the supervision of Kira Yoshinaka, a high-ranking official responsible for protocol. Historical documentation, including records from the period, suggests that relations between Asano and Kira became strained. The precise cause is not definitively established. Some sources indicate disagreements over formal etiquette, while others suggest expectations of unofficial gifts, which were common at the time. On April 21, 1701, Asano attacked Kira within Edo Castle using a short sword. Kira sustained injuries but survived. This act had immediate legal consequences. Drawing a weapon within the shogun's residence was strictly prohibited, regardless of intent or provocation. Asano was arrested and on the same day ordered to commit seppuku. His domain was confiscated and his household was dissolved. Following Asano's death, his retainers lost their official status. Approximately 300 samurai became ronin, masterless individuals without income or position. Under Tokugawa law, these individuals were expected to disperse and reintegrate into society. Many sought employment under other daimyo or entered civilian occupations. However, a group of 47 former retainers chose to remain connected through a shared objective. They were led by Oishi Yoshio, a senior retainer in Asano's service. Their intention was to avenge their lord by killing Kira Yoshinaka. It is important to note that such an act was explicitly illegal. The shogunate did not recognize private revenge as a legitimate action. The Ronin did not act immediately. Instead, they implemented a long-term strategy that extended over approximately 21 months. During this period, they dispersed geographically and adopted civilian identities. Some became merchants, artisans, or laborers, while others entered religious life as monks. Their goal was to avoid detection and reduce suspicion. Oishi Yoshio's behavior is particularly noted in historical accounts. He relocated to Kyoto and engaged in public activities that suggested a loss of discipline, including frequent visits to entertainment districts. These actions were likely deliberate, intended to mislead observers and create the impression that he had abandoned any intention of revenge. Kira Yoshinaka, aware of the potential threat, initially maintained strong security. However, as time passed without incident, surveillance decreased. This gradual relaxation of defenses created the opportunity the Ronin had been waiting for. On January the 30th, 1703, the Ronin initiated their operation. They assembled during the night and divided into two coordinated groups. Their objective was Kira Yoshinaka's residence in Edo. The attack followed a structured plan. They secured entry points, neutralized guards, and controlled the compound. The operation demonstrated a high level of discipline and coordination. Kira Yoshinaka was eventually located within the residence. Historical sources indicate that he was found hiding. Oishi Yoshio reportedly offered Kira the opportunity to commit seppuku, which would have preserved his honor. Kira did not respond. As a result, he was executed. The Ronin then took his head as proof that their objective had been completed. After the attack, the Ronin made no attempt to flee. Instead, they traveled to Sengakuji Temple, where Asano Naganori had been buried. At the temple, they presented Kira's head at their former lord's grave. This act was symbolic, representing the fulfillment of their obligation. Following this, the Ronin surrendered to authorities. Their actions became widely known throughout Edo and beyond. Public response was significant and varied. Many members of the public viewed the Ronin as exemplars of samurai loyalty, while others emphasized that their actions constituted a violation of law. The Tokugawa shogunate was faced with a complex decision. Legally, the Ronin had carried out a premeditated killing. However, their motivations aligned with widely respected ethical values. Officials, scholars, and advisors debated the issue extensively. The central question was whether adherence to samurai loyalty could justify disobedience to state authority. This debate highlighted a broader tension within Edo society between moral duty and legal obligation. The final ruling sought to balance both legal and cultural considerations. The Ronin were sentenced to death. However, instead of execution as criminals, they were granted the right to die by seppuku. This method of death was reserved for samurai and was considered a more honorable form of punishment. On March 20th, 1703, 46 of the Ronin carried out the sentence. Their deaths were conducted in an orderly and disciplined manner. One member of the group, Terasaka Kichiemon, did not participate in the final act and survived. Historical interpretations differ regarding his role. Some accounts suggest he was sent away prior to the attack, while others indicate
he was pardoned. He lived for several decades after the incident and is believed to have maintained a connection to the memory of the group.
The graves of the Ronin remain at Sengakuji Temple, where they continue to be visited. Over time, the incident became a central subject in Japanese cultural history. It has been adapted into theatrical performances, particularly in kabuki and bunraku, as well as in literature and modern film. Interpretations of the event vary. Some view it as the ultimate expression of loyalty and discipline. Others interpret it as a challenge to legal authority and an example of the dangers of prioritizing personal allegiance over public order.